Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. I hope that you are doing amazing. We are back with another makeup battle, and today we are going to be doing one of my favorite categories, which is going to be blush. I anticipate a lot of these videos coming because I have a lot of blushes, but I was looking in my collection for something similar to the Rare Beauty blushes, and I came across my Sheglam Beauty blushes. So we'll put them side by side. As always, I'll give you all the information, price points, formula, how long they last, and most importantly, apply them to the face side by side so that you can see and I can see which one we prefer. So if you would like to see, hear, know all of that information, well then just keep on watching. Not me filming with one earring on and one earring off. Ay, ay, ay. It is in the morning, so please bear with me. Okay, let's jump on right in. I do just want to show you guys all of the Rare Beauty ones that we have here. They have quite a few selections. They also come out with little mini ones, which are so cute. Let me just show you because this is just packaging. I think is just out of this world. This is what they look like. This color is the color called Joy, and this one is called Encourage. I also just love the names. They're so like motivational and encouraging, which I think is just so cute. This is what the minis look like. This one is called Truth, and this one is called Happy. I have a few more, so I'll just show them all to you before I give you all the information. These are the following ones. This one is called Peace, and this one is called Hope. And lastly, we have this one, which is called Bliss. Now let me give you all the information as I always do. You already know I got you. These are the Rare Beauty by Selena Gomez Soft Pinch Liquid Blush. These retail for $23 and you can buy them at Sephora, which is where I have picked all of mine up. The highlights say that it has a radiant finish. It is a liquid formula. It has a matte finish, so I think there's some that have dewy finishes and some that have matte ones. Long wearing, and it says medium coverage. And when it's described, it says that it is a weightless, long-lasting liquid blush that blends and builds beautifully for a soft, healthy flush, which we love. And yes, it also says that it is available in a matte and dewy finish. So your preference if you want a matte or dewy finish. Now, I'm sure you've heard of these. I'm sure you've seen these. You probably even own them. They have been everywhere since they came out. And a lot of different people have mentioned different things about it. Most love it, but they do say that it is highly pigmented. So discovering a way that it can work for you is key. Now, moving into the other product that we're going to be putting right on beside is going to be the Sheglam Matte Liquid Blushes. Now, they also have dewy ones, I guess. I don't think they're called dewy. They just have non-matte ones, and I am not a fan of those because they have glitter, and I do not like glitter or shimmer in my blushes. I prefer a matte. I even like a dewy finish because I don't mind that like radiant look, but I do not want glitter in it. So these are all matte liquid blushes. These retail for $4.99, so a big difference in the price point. And when described, it says that the benefits is that it is also long wearing, it is lightweight and cruelty free. The texture or formula is very similar as well to the Rare Beauty ones. They are liquid, and it says you can get a flushed look with the Color Bloom Liquid Blush, featuring nourishing ingredients and a long-wearing lightweight gel cream, very interesting formula, that loves your skin. You can apply it with a sponge tip, which is what it comes with, to apply highly pigmented matte color like a dream and leaves your cheeks pretty and plump. So there we have the description. I have 5 shades here as well. I'll just show you what the names of those are. We have Rose Ritual and Birthday Suit, and you can kind of see this one is like a little bit more neutral brown, and this one looks more like an apricot color. We also then have Risky Business and Devoted, and this is what those colors look like. Looks like we're gonna have quite a challenge to see which colors we're gonna put on. But then the last one that I have here is going to be Swipe Right. So what I think I'm gonna wanna do is, obviously we'll apply one brand and one brand, but I do think I might do a little blush ombre, which is just combining multiple colors to get your unique blush, because I do love to do that. So let's get started. Okay, so looking looking at all the different colors for today's video, I am going to be using the color Encourage and Bliss because it matches the most with the two Sheglam products that I want to be able to use. So there's different ways that you can apply this. Some would tell you not to apply directly onto the skin just because it is extremely pigmented. But for the purpose of this video, I am just going to apply a bit. I will work a little quickly with these just because I do feel like once they dry, it can become a little difficult to blend those out. But I'm going to take a lighter color and just kind of put it on here. And we're going to just blend that out. I'm gonna just start with my finger because I do feel like that's an easy way for you to start to blend, but you can see how beautiful those colors blend into each other. And I would always highly recommend, and I'm sure everyone does as well, starting with less and then adding more if you feel like you need. So we applied a beautiful small amount of both products. I do feel like I want to build up a bit, so I am just gonna take a little bit more of that color, and this one is the Encourage, that deeper color, and I am just gonna put a bit more of that Bliss. I'm like trying to be as careful as possible because my base is already done, so I don't want to over apply. I'd rather go in with a smaller amount and then go on from there. But look at what we're talking about, super pigmented, so just take your time to blend. But definitely one thing, I wouldn't say they're the easiest to work with, but you can work with them. So I feel like once you get the hang of them and understand how much to put, and also each color I feel like is different because obviously a more pigmented color will show up a lot more on your face. But guys, this is honestly blending so beautifully. The color range is gorgeous. I love combining that. So I would highly also just recommend doing that as well too. If you have different colors in your blush, always put a darker on top and the lighter more towards the apple of the cheek, and then just blend those together. But that was so seamless, so beautiful. Honestly, I think this is my favorite way to apply it. I have done it with a brush before and I feel like it does end up blending nicely, but it can get a little more messy, if that makes any sense. So I would highly recommend with the finger because that looks gorgeous. Like, look at that. That is absolutely stunning, super soft because I don't want anything super crazy. But they do have some really fun colors. This one is Joy, like I was mentioning, and you know what, for the sake of this video, why not? Let's just plop some right on into the middle. Like, look at how beautiful and bright that color is. Gorgeous. So I'm gonna just take that same finger. Now, you see what I mean? Different colors require different amounts of how much product to dispense, but ultimately you're honestly able to make them all work. You just have to take your time with it and also just know how much blush you want to be able to apply. So I'm just gonna carry a little bit of that over to the nose because I love putting blush over into that little area. Now I am just with a clean napkin cleaning my hand, kind of just like cleansing the brush and then just blending once again one more time with a clean hand just to make sure that we don't have any excess amount of product and that everything is nicely blended. But we just used 3 blush colors and this is what we look like. So no blush on this side and then we have a blush on that side. So honestly, the Rare Beauty blushes are worth the hype. I would definitely highly recommend purchasing them if you don't already. Just figure out how it works for you. And I think from what I've heard most people saying, and even from just using it myself, less is more, build up versus putting too much. Now, onto the other side, let's go into the Sheglam blushes. Now, these have a different application. That's another thing. Let me just show you. The Rare Beauty applications look like this. So it has a doe foot that you can just immediately apply on here, but the Sheglam ones have a sponge application. So this is what it looks like right on in here. So this also makes it super easy to just dot on the face. So we're gonna do the same thing like we did on the other side, and this color is the color Swipe Right, and I'm going to take the color Birthday Suit, which I think is the most similar to the other that we used on the other side. It's just a bit darker, so I'm gonna just do maybe that much, and we're going to start to blend that the same with the fingers. Now let's see in comparison to the Rare Beauty what that looks like. Now immediately I can already tell these colors are much deeper than the Rare Beauty ones. So I am just spreading it out with one finger and then blending it with the other, just to make sure that we don't have an excess amount of product. And I'm not trying to look like I got punched in the face. I want to look like the sun kissed me. That is what I want to look like when we apply blush. Now, immediately just using them side by side, the Sheglam ones, I feel like they dry a bit faster than the Rare Beauty. Now, when a product dries fast, that means that you have to work faster, because once it is set, it is difficult to move. Now, one thing I want to know about both of them now that I'm applying is that they do not lift up the product that I had underneath, which I think is super important when applying a liquid or a cream. You never want a product that is going to lift up what's underneath. But another reason that that could also be happening is that I am using my fingers versus a sponge or a brush. So if you always have a problem with a cream product lifting up underneath whatever you have, whether that's a blush or anything like that, try using your fingers just so that that way it can blend. Now, I used two different products, two different brands, and I'm getting a very similar look. So if you would like to achieve the look that I got on the Rare Beauty color wise, these two kind of also give that same color wave. So let me just get my mirror. I want to look up close and personal. Now, I do just want to share the colors that I used. As mentioned, the Sheglam ones are matte, so they do claim to be matte. So just keep that in mind, in knowing that you do have to work a little quicker with the product because it does have a quick dry time. Now, the two products that I use from Rare Beauty, which, like I've mentioned before, Encourage and Bliss. Bliss is advertised as a matte product, so it will also dry down to a matte finish. However, Encourage is just, it doesn't say dewy or matte. So I would say this one gives kind of just like a more radiant feel. Now, the only thing that I do want to mention, because I'm seeing kind of just like when I applied Joy, which is the dewy one, it did kind of just like leave a little mark of where I placed it. And I'm like, wait, why is that happening? And that is because this one is a dewy finish. So it is a different formula from Encourage and from Bliss, which dried down matte. So maybe not mixing a matte and a dewy blush down the line, although I was honestly just looking at the color, but I do just see that it kind of did just take away a little bit of the blush. So I'm just looking at myself and I'm like, what's going on here? So I did just want to note that. So if you do want to blend colors, make sure that they are the same formula, just so that they don't take away from each other. The final assessment. So this is where we are, Rare Beauty, and we have Sheglam. Both are liquid cream formulas, have a lot of different color selections. So like I showed you guys, Sheglam as well as Rare Beauty, lots of different colors. But Rare Beauty retails for $23, where Sheglam retails for $5. So putting them side by side, if I literally, what I ask myself here is, if I had to get rid of one and only keep one, or if I had to repurchase, which one would I want? Honestly, the Rare Beauty ones are kind of just like a classic in the collection. I feel like they're loved by so many people, but I feel like, hype aside, if I literally had to just pick one or the other, I'd honestly would pick the Sheglam ones. I feel like they get the same job done. I feel like the application process makes it just a little easier to be able to apply. Now, if I were to want a dewy blush, then I would highly recommend and opt for the dewy finish that Rare Beauty has, just because I don't like the dewy or luminous or shimmer version of Sheglam, like absolutely not. But if I were to pick a matte liquid blush, I would honestly really just go for the Sheglam ones. You're getting them for $5. You're getting very similar colors. And overall, as you can see right on in here, the final look is literally the same. So I think that when it comes to matte liquid blushes, if I had to pick, like there's no choice, you have to just pick one, I think I would definitely side with the Sheglam ones. But these, as you might know, as I know, are amazing. So if you have the extra cash, or if you're just a blush lover like I am, highly recommend getting your hands on these. And like I said, if you are a dewy blush girl, then definitely would rather recommend these, because they have a beautiful, luminous, and radiant finish. So I hope that you guys found that helpful. As always, thank you so much for watching this video. Leave 2 products or a category down below that you would like to see me put side by side and get my thoughts on it and see me put it on my face. Thank you once again for being here, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.